Welcome to The Rite of Passage with Vanessa Riley, the podcast where storytelling meets passion and every page turns into a new adventure. I'm your host, Vanessa Riley, and together we'll dive deep into untold histories, reflect on current events through a historical lens, share behind-the-scenes writing insights, and explore the ups and downs of the author's journey. From rich historical novels to unforgettable characters to pop culture's intrusion on the written word, hey, we're going to explore it all. So grab your pen, your notebook, and let's begin our journey through the written word. Let's start your rite of passage. We write, we win. I started writing essays because my mind battled deep disappointment over the state of division in the country. My consciousness is biased, tragically etched with memories of when character mattered. Remember when we all wanted to be president? I can recall holding civic medals I'd won in elementary school and even high school. I recall lifting people up on pedestals and telling younger versions of ourselves, that's who I want to be when I grow up. That's who I want to emulate. That sentiment is pretty much gone. People in power are deeply flawed, or their flaws are more obvious. And it's not just politicians. We look at sports heroes and entertainers and see waves of brokenness. People performing for show or clicks. They lack integrity and become poster children of bad behavior. That's why authenticity feels so refreshing. Why it can grip the zeitgeist of a nation and have us talking about it, creating YouTube videos and Subtacks on the subject, even spinning reels and threads, finding more ways to tap into our fount of creativity. We are hungry for authenticity, for authentic creation. Now, I'm not advocating for perfection. Every writer knows the pitfalls of striving for perfection. We wrestle with word choice, sentence structure, even the order of ideas. We can edit something so many times that our original vision becomes unrecognizable. Yet we push forward because the act of creating is essential. It's the breath in an artist's lungs. Our better angels, our novels of truth, our canvases of color, our songs of freedom, our quilts of existence, our visuals of life, all are needed more than ever. We are hungry for authenticity, for authentic creation. Our appetites are satiated in low-calorie burns, scrolling for kicks, laughs, angry takes, and escape is common. But social media, the hellscape that it is, can be a respite or a drug. And I must say, I am confused about the self-induced stupor of tearful videos of people who voted against their own interest, now seeking the world's sympathy as they grapple with the consequences: lost jobs, lost funding, lost farms, lost hope. It's painful to watch. It's also jarring to see them admit that this consequence is only a problem now because they suffer. I did a podcast on the loss of empathy, and these videos are so startling and true. I just didn't expect an equivalent rise in the blindness to FO. I wish no harm on anyone. But these folks are putting themselves and their business out there and wondering why they are being mocked. Empathy and sympathy need to be learned and earned before they can be demanded from others. And yet, here we are, still divided, finding out. We could sulk. We could laugh. We could cry. But I believe the better thing to do is to keep moving forward. That's how we, the collective, those of like minds, and even the new converts to humanity, that's how we can win. Everyone, we can win. We will win. There's a scene I wrote in Sisters and Mother Warrior. It's the lead up to the Battle of Versailles, the drive to push the French out, which ended the Haitian Revolution. I'm just going to give you a snippet of the audio amazingly performed by Adjoa Ando and Robin Miles in Sister Mother Warrior.
They divide, but we are consolidated, one family. And this gives us victory over our butchers. The troops roared. Jean-Jacques waved them quiet. Toussaint l'ouverture. I've been faithful to the promise which I made to you when I took up arms against tyranny. I shall keep my oath. Never again shall a colonist or a European set his foot upon this territory with the title of massa. Enslavement will never be on our shores. Then he gave the signal and pointed us to the hills. Onward! We will win! The battle cry of Nosakere, Minadudeji, we will win, was music to my ears. Women and men cried out in all the mother tongues of the people born here and those stolen from Africa. Yebedi kunim. Chui. Nous pral gagner. Créole. Nous gagnerons. French. Minandoudeji. Blessed font.
I love that scene. People of all races and nationalities gathering to defeat their common oppressors. Unified, they drove the French from Haiti. It took everyone. In America, it will take all of us to win. The true fight. We're not fighting with weapons of war, guns and tanks. We are fighting for minds. The power to unlock thought and passion is creation. How we got here doesn't matter that much anymore. Whether orderly or chaotic, it's not about the process. It's about the product. What are you making with the time you are given? The battles can be as small as saving your money by avoiding fast fashion and shopping your closet. Eating and talking about life around the kitchen table instead of eating out. Supporting your library by using it and checking out books by your favorite authors is an act of resistance. For those who harness their creative genes, making something, delivering art is the ultimate act of resistance. Creating ignites the brain, releases endorphins, and unlocks resilience. Instead of dwelling on despair, we must tap into our inner artist, writer, and creator to make magic in the medium of our choosing. I want this period of time to be a rebirth or renaissance for folk arts, for experiments in the kitchen, for the novels we talk about for the next 70 years. For every creator out there, I know it feels difficult to make art right now. It feels worse when you know you did your part to keep the world from being set on fire. I often think of my farming grandparents. They lived through the Jim Crow South, educated 8 children, and bought over 400 acres of land by saving pennies. If they could plant so many seeds in the face of lynchings, why are we letting fear of people who whine at the first moment of heat or being stoned by pea soup cans cause us despair? No one should keep us from doing what we must. No one. History proves that perseverance defies expectation. Gran Toya led troops in hand-to-hand combat in her 60s during the Haitian Revolution. Hoja Singh began running marathons at 89, setting records in his hundreds. Ray Kroc turned McDonald's into a global empire in his 50s. Diana Nyad swam from Cuba to Florida at 64 after multiple failed attempts. Faith Ringgold gained recognition of her story quilts in her 50s. Cicely Tyson was told she wouldn't make it because of her dark skin. She won a Tony at 88 and worked until her passing at 96. Morgan Freeman became a household name in Driving Miss Daisy at nearly 50. Samuel L. Jackson landed Pulp Fiction at 46 after years of struggling with his career. Our Uncle Sam is now one of the highest-grossing actors in Hollywood. And of course, there are the writers I've spoken about. Toni Morrison published The Bluest Eye at 39 and won the Nobel Prize in Literature at 62. Maya Angelou published I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings at 41 and became a literary icon. Octavia Butler faced rejections for years before breaking through in sci-fi in her 40s. To every creator, hear my voice. It's not too late. Grab your paper, pens, keyboards, fruits, spices, fabrics, glues, paints, resins, threads, whatever you have, and birth a miracle. Create. Art is the first and last sign of resistance. The work isn't done. We resist by creating. My art, my words, exist to empower Black women, foster sisterhood, and restore the world to a place where we are our brothers and sisters' keeper. The ancestors say we will win. I believe them, and I believe in us. To read about inspiration and resistance, check out Letters to a Young Artist by Anna Devon Smith. Just As I Am by Cicely Tyson, the legendary actress chronicling her journey as a Black woman in Hollywood. I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings by Maya Angelou. Of course, Sister Mother Warrior by Vanessa Riley. Wayward Lives, Beautiful Experiments by Sadea Hartman, which is a history of Black women who lived on their own terms in the 20th century. And Baracuna, The Story of the Last Black Cargo by Zora Neale Hurston, a first-hand account of survival and resistance from one of the last known survivors of the transatlantic slave trade. Show notes include a list of these books mentioned in the broadcast. This week, I'm highlighting The Bookworm Bookshop through bookshop.org. Support your indie bookstores. They need you too. Thank you for listening. Hopefully you'll come again. This is Vanessa Riley.